Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. So, not too long ago, I had a poll asking you guys what should be my next walkthrough. You guys voted for Nightwing, so we are going to create our Nightwing character today. Doomsday came a close second. Sadly, you guys voted for Nightwing, so Nightwing it will be. Also for Doomsday, some of you guys wanted to see Doomsday with the brand new Doomsday style. Obviously, with a fresh new character, that's not going to be possible. So what I will do is that I will level up this character so that he can get the Doomsday style, and I'll try to show you the style. But today, let's create our Nightwing character, and also we'll be able to show you some, let's say, some pieces of gear you can get in the future with your Nightwing character. So enough stalling, let's get this party started. There's usually some awesome cinematics when you create your character. Sadly, when I make those walkthroughs, I skip those cinematics, but I do have a video called DC Universe Online the Movie where you can actually see some of those cinematics. I'll try to make a version where I have all the cinematics. For technical reasons, I could not include all the cinematics in the past, but I'll try to work around that at some point. So let us start by creating our character as a male character. Uh, for the body size, it's pretty much the choice you want. Normally, I go with athletic medium. For a character like Nightwing, I would save athletic tall for a bigger character, but nothing stops you from using that if you prefer. For the spry medium, that's too small for Nightwing. I could see a Robin character using that. Nightwing, not really. And the large one, that's too big for Nightwing. Unless you want to make some sort of a bizarro, brutish Nightwing, let's go with the athletic medium. You could go, I guess, inspired by and just select the Batman. But we are not going to do that. We will customize our character. So let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit, and let's go to custom.
Select a hero or villain morality.
So obviously it's going to be a hero.
Select a personality to determine social behavior.
We'll make him serious.
Select a mentor as a guideline for data application.
Obviously, Nightwing has to be mentored by Batman. He has to. I think it's in his contract.
Select power group from available exabyte data to determine combat role.
So for powers, we'll go with gadgets.
Select movement mode.
And obviously, we'll go with acrobatics. Gadgets and acrobatics is very often the default settings for a lot of characters. If you want to create a character like Batman, Blue Beetle, Nightwing, Spider-Man, you're going to go with acrobatics and gadgets. So it's very easy to end up to fall in the traps of having a whole bunch of gadget characters. I did that before. So let us choose acrobatic anyway.
Select weapon specialty from available data.
So obviously for Nightwing, we'll go with dual wielding. In the 90s, they decided to give him those little baton. I guess they were trying to turn him into the DC's answer to Daredevil at the time. And now let us customize the look of our character. For the body, for the skin, I usually go with the default skin. For the hairstyle, the texture hairstyle should do the trick. So obviously our friend Nightwing doesn't have a head style, so let's remove that. For the face style, we'll go with the full domino. We don't really have a Nightwing emblem, especially at character creation, so let's select none. For the chest piece, the chevron slimline should do the trick. For the hands, I would be tempted to go for none, but let us go with the trim classic instead. For the waist style, we could go for none as well. We'll take the simple utility belt, but we can remove it later on if we want to. For the legs, reverse slimline should be perfect. And again, for the feet, I would be tempted to simply go for none, no feet. But we'll go with the tall classics. And again, if we want to later on, we could decide not to have the boots. So we pretty much have our costume. So now let us change the colors. Let's go for the hairstyle first. That way it'll be done. So for the hairstyle, our friend Dick Grayson has black hair. So let's go for that. For the skin, we can leave the default skin. For the eyes, blue is fine for the Grayson. For the palette, for the costume, it should be simple enough. We'll go with black. And we'll go with blue. We don't really need the yellow, but if at some point we decide to create the classic Nightwing from the 80s, early 90s, we could use some yellow. And now let us customize each pieces of style. So for the face style, we'll simply go black. For the chest piece, Again, simply black and blue. We could replace the blue for red if we decide to create the new 52 version of Nightwing, but I kind of prefer the classic version from the 90s, so that's what we'll go with. For the hands, obviously we'll put most of them black. And let's keep a little bit of blue. The same for the waist. For the legs, it's all black. And for the feet, we could keep a tiny bit of blue. There we go. So say that should work well enough as a starting point for our Nightwing character. Now here comes the challenging part. Let's try to find him a name. Thanks to the power of editing, you guys shouldn't have to wait too long. So let us try to find a name for our Nightwing friend. In case this is your first video and you guys don't know, finding names is very challenging in DC Universe Online. Sadly, there's a lot of characters at this point in the game. Already finding a name is hard. Finding a good name is quite a challenge. So if you really want to have a good name, you might have to spend a couple of hours to try to find one, unless you're really lucky. One of the good things though is that nowadays, as soon as you put in the name, you can see already if the name is already taken. In my days, we had to create a character and then try to enter the game, and only then would you know if the name was taken. And it'll tell you if the name is taken or invalid or stuff like that. Let's try to find an invalid name. Like normally, if you try to use names like Nightwing, Robin, Batman, Superman, those names will be invalid. And there's a name filter basically stopping you from using certain names. And the name filter is a living, breathing entity. There are names that we used to be able to use way back when that sadly are no longer allowed. So as years went by, they seem to have added a whole bunch of more restrictions to the name filter. Like way back when you could create, let's say, a character named Spawn or Spawn something like a Shadow Spawn. But nowadays, if you try to put Spawn into a name, last I checked, it doesn't really work. Like you can see if you put spawn anywhere in the name, it'll tell you name invalid. So after some time using the thesaurus and looking at the synonyms, we came up with the Night Warbird. So let us finish this. So at this point we could decide to skip the tutorial. Obviously we're not going to do that. You could decide to skip to level 25. I think it's $10 to do that. Or you could skip to combat rating 290. That'll cost you $50. But today we are going to start from fresh, so let us do that right now.
Earth. The center of the multiverse.
So at character creation, this is pretty much as close to creating Nightwing as you can get. Sadly for the weapon, you do not have the Eskrima stick just yet. It's something you are going to get a bit later. So at character creation, the only way you can get those is by using replay badges. Sadly, in order to be able to do that, you need another one of your character that already has the Eskrima stick, and then you can purchase the style on your Nightwing character. I have a video showing how to get the Eskrima stick, so you could take a look at that video. I'll put the link to that video in the description down below. And as I make this walkthrough and as I level up this character, you will see at some point where you can get the Nightstick. Basically, you can get them from the PvP vendor, or you can get them from fighting the Evil Bane. Again, I'll show you how in a future video. So this is Nightwing at character creation. Now let us take a look at some other styles we can use to recreate our friend Nightwing. So as we saw at character creation, this is pretty much as close to Nightwing as we can get, but as we level up our character, we should be able to get new styles that will allow us to improve our Nightwing character. So one of the styles we can get is the Protege style. So to be able to get this chest piece, you will have to be tier 5, because you will need access to the Gotham Wasteland map. And once you get into the Gotham Wasteland map, you will have a handful of briefings to gather in order to be able to get the chest piece. So you will have to gather the briefings on this map, and then you will get the chest piece by mail. I do have a video where I gather all the briefings, so I will put the link to that video in the description down below. So here we can create a pretty darn good version of our friend Nightwing as he was portrayed in the comics in the 90s. But there is a PvP set of gear we can get that is an official Nightwing set of gear. It is called the Gotham Knight. You can purchase that Nightwing gear from the PvP vendors.
Have a fine day, combatant.
Sadly, it is a PvP level gear, level 100. And before you can purchase the level 100 set of gear, you will have to purchase the entire 99 set of gear in order to be able to purchase the level 100. Heck, you will have to purchase a level 99 set of gear in order to even be able to see the level 100 set of gear on the vendor. And the same for in order to be able to get the 99 set of gear, you have to purchase the 98 set of gear. And in order to be able to purchase the 98 set of gear, you will have to purchase the 97 set of gear. So you will have to purchase a lot of gear before you can purchase the Nightwing gear. And the same for the weapon. So in theory, you can purchase the Eskrima sticks from this little vendor. So sadly, for this Nightwing set of gear, you will have to play a lot of PvP to be able to get that gear. It's sad, but that's how it is. I guess another option is to get it from Prometheum lockboxes, but there's like 800 styles in the Prometheum lockboxes, so the odds of getting the Nightwing style are very slim. But it is a set of gear that everyone should be able to get. Doesn't matter if you're a free-to-play player, premium player, or legendary player, everyone should be able to play PvP and purchase that gear. And sadly, as I mentioned, it will require you to play a lot of PvP, but everyone should have access to it. So if you are a free-to-play player and you want to have that style, it is an option. And eventually they did give us an official Nightwing hairstyle called the Gotham Knight hairstyle. So if you've ever wanted to have an official Nightwing hairstyle, now you can. You can get the hairstyle from the Thanagarian supplier in the Thanagarian open world map. There is the very same vendor also in the Watchtower if you play a hero character, or in the Hall of Doom if you play an evil villain. So you can see the Gotham Knight hairstyle, it costs 150 source marks. So everyone should be able to get that hairstyle, all you need to do is farm and farm for source marks. And last but not least, there's the Spiral Operative style. It's basically a slimline suit you can use to recreate for Nightwing, and it's basically two pieces of styles. So you have a chest piece and a pair of pants, and that pretty much completes the style. For the boots are built into the pants, so there's only two pieces of style again. The same with the gloves are built into the chest piece. So once you have the two pieces, you have the whole style that you see right here. So this is pretty much an official Nightwing style that you have in DC Universe Online. So if you wanted to be able to recreate the New 52 or even the Rebirth Nightwing, this would be perfect for that. But of course, you can improve the style a bit by adding the Gotham Knight back piece and the Gotham Knight mask. The style comes from the Teen Titans Time Capsule, so you can see the Spiral Operative collection. I made a video already about the collections needed for the style, so I will put a link to that video in the description down below. Another option would be to just buy it from the broker. Sadly at this point, the style is a bit pricey, so you can see the chest piece for 150 million. The pants for about 70 million, but you could purchase the box with the whole style. So you can see here in the box you have the spiral compression chest and the spiral compression tights, but the whole style will cost you 200 million. So you can mix and match a few pieces of style to improve the Nightwing set of gear, and that is true also for the Protégé chest piece. Like you could use this style if you want to, and then you could upgrade your Protégé chest piece with the Gotham Knight styles, like the back piece, the face, and the hair. And heck, you could upgrade the look of your Nightwing character by using the Spiral Operative pants. You decide. And of course, eventually you could decide to upgrade it with the Swarming Bat Aura, if you want to. And for the Eskrima sticks, I did mention that you can get them from either the PvP vendor, or you can get them after fighting the Evil Bane. But I should probably mention that the sticks are actually color locked silver. So sadly, it doesn't matter which color you apply on the sticks, they remain silver by default. The one workaround you have to be able to bypass that is to use the black roll chroma material, or any other material for that matter. But the only way you can really change the colors of the sticks is by using some materials. So if somehow you don't like the color of the sticks, there is a workaround for that by using materials. And I almost forgot the most important Nightwing style ever created. We do have an official Nightwing emblem in the game. There is a regular version of the style and an enhanced version of the style. And as you can see, there is some animation built into the enhanced version of the style. It's pretty much a matter of public record that I hate those emblems, But in case you like those, I thought I should at least mention it because technically we do have a Nightwing emblem, but I hate those. And those emblems come from the Teen Titans Time Capsule, but at this point you pretty much have to buy them from the broker. So you can see here the enhanced version of the Nightwing emblem for about 10 million, and the regular version for 8.5 million. I have to give my usual broker warning. These are the prices on the broker right now. Tomorrow, next week, next month, heck, later tonight, the prices will be different. If you do hate the pixel emblems as much as I do, a good option would be to use a Teen Titans emblem. Again, we have a regular version of the emblem, and we have an enhanced version of the emblem. So if you really wish to use an emblem with your Nightwing character, this could be a good option. So we do have an embarrassment of riches to create a Nightwing character within DC Universe Online, and you can do so straight at character creation, and you can do so even if you're a free-to-play player. And as you keep playing the game, you should have access to more and more styles to be able to upgrade the look of your Nightwing character. So today we have created our Nightwing character, and next time we will begin our Nightwing walkthrough in the Brainiac mission. So be there if you dare. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. I have roughly 2,000 videos about this Universe Online at this point, so if I don't answer your question right away, just search in my videos. Odds are I already made a video that answers your question. Or click one of the videos that you see on your screen right now. Bye-bye.